Well, the biggest garden update by far are the trees, the fruit trees. They finally came. I'm so excited. We have over here a Granny Smith apple and then a McIntosh apple over yonder. That is a, not a Resolute peach, a Reliance peach. And then we've got a Bartlett pear in the corner and a Starking Delicious pear right behind me. So they are 14 feet on center, which is fine. The pear and peach are dwarf and the apples are semi-dwarf. So I'm looking forward to having them bear fruit in maybe 3 to 6 years. Well, we had a whole bunch of rain recently. I would say 2 weeks ago, we had 80-degree weather and like rain every single day, good rain, like an inch or so. And then this past week, it was a little bit more subdued, and all my plants really love it. You can see that the celery here is coming along beautifully. The Brussels sprouts are terrific. I would say, I mean, they're gonna get, like take this one for example, it's gonna get a little bit wider still, but in maybe 2 weeks time, it's going to be at its full width and it'll start developing the inner shoot to go up. All the cauliflower are finally good. Even these tiny ones on the ends that I was concerned about. I don't have any heads of cauliflower. Oh, look at that little butterfly. I don't have any heads of cauliflower yet, but that's quite all right. And you know, I haven't weeded in here for over a week, but I see he's taking care of that, so that's nice. That's a pretty good technique for getting rid of the weeds in my garden. That way I don't have to bend over and pick so many of them up. I just hoe them and I lay their roots down and it's good to go. In this section of the perennial fruits, you can see things are coming along real well. Here by my feet on the left, the beans look really great. Actually, that second reseeding that I did took wonderfully. Some of the first seeds from 5 weeks ago are good. In fact, the vines down here are ready to start gripping to something. You can see a lot of great pictures that I post on Instagram actually about that for better close-up shots. Here the ground cherries are to the point where they've grown up and they've fallen over as they should, and they will spread out into this area nicely. And I actually just learned that ground cherries can be perennial. I don't know if these are or not. I'd love some comments on that in the section down below. Do I need a particular kind of ground cherry, or should I just leave these here? Because I intend to grow them every year, and if I can keep them in the ground, this is the area for it. So that's one of the reasons why I planted them there. The raspberries, of course, are fine. The strawberries, actually, I finally got some strawberries this year. I was kind of surprised. The birds and the ants didn't get them all. The ants actually weren't much of a problem, or they haven't been so far. The strawberries are pretty much past their time, but yeah, that's interesting. Oh yeah, and then as he's pointing out, I finally figured out what the bottom of those Egyptian walking onions looks like. I had the moxie to pull one out and take a look, and my mother-in-law reminded me that those top little bulbs are not called champignons. That's the French for a mushroom. Whoops, I don't speak French. So I wanted to take a moment to talk about my favorite fruit in the garden, the raspberries, of course. I always thought that these were fall-bearing raspberries, not ever-bearing. I thought they were like distinctly end of August, September time raspberries. Well, it turns out I have a lot of fruit on here already, like nice ripe raspberries. So this started from one plant about 4 years ago. I guess it's reached a certain level in its maturity. I don't know if I'm going to get 2 harvests out of this, or if it's just going to be continuous and it really isn't ever-bearing, or what the deal is. So I've got a little bit of education there to do for myself. But either way, it's great to have raspberries already. And I can't wait until this hedge that we planted here in another 2 to 3 years is going to be just like this. And I can walk along this perimeter and just pick tons. Well, all of my gourds are looking really nice. I've got buds on all of them. You can sort of see this one right here, how it's, oops, it's kind of grabbed onto that weed, but it's spreading out. So I'm encouraging them to go in a particular direction to fill in this nice brown space. Over here, the sweet potatoes are growing well. I don't know, that's about it for them. But the biggest disappointment has got to be right here. What was I thinking? I've been gardening for a while now, vegetables and such. And you remember here, I said I planted my cucumbers, and they, the rain washed them down, yada yada, nothing to worry about. I must have had my seed packets mixed up and not properly labeled, but I didn't plant cucumbers. I planted radishes. I realized that I thought, like, 2.5 weeks ago, I'm like, these look like radishes, but I let them go anyways. They're radishes. So I need to pick them up, and I'm going to go to the greenhouse to see if they have any like established cucumbers. Otherwise, I'll be planting them from seed again starting July 1. So these will be some really late bearing cucumbers. Oh well, it happens. Otherwise, the sweet potting bench is still sweet. Overrun with some vines right now, but that's okay. And I'm not going to show you the peppers because they haven't done a whole lot. They've grown, there's buds, but that's about it. And the leafy greens look like giant leafy greens. I've been topping them off this year, which has been really smart. So they're becoming more full instead of like tall and stringy, which is disgusting, and then they die sooner. So my lettuce is actually wide. It's great. Well, that is about it. The garden has been in now for going on 6 weeks. I think it looks really well. I'm super pleased. The weeding I've been doing has been really exceptionally helpful this year. I've had a lot of help from myself. And I love my trees, and I just can't wait to see where this is going. So next time we get a garden tour, remember last time I told you that you'd be surprised, and then you were surprised this week by the trees? Well, next week you're going to be surprised probably by something right behind me. That's right, without giving away too many spoilers, I can tell you that we're working on a project that is aesthetic for the garden. I think you'll really like it. You can probably guess what it's going to be. So how's your garden going? Let us know in the comments section below. And have you made a stupid mistake like I have with those radish seeds versus the cucumber seeds? I'd appreciate some feedback. So while he's oblivious, I guess I will just say happy gardening. Hey guys, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe right away and hit that notification bell so you never miss another Midwest Man Mountain video. If you like this, you'll like either of these, and thanks to my Patreons for making things possible. Until next time, bye!